The quality of the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro is crazy. And it costs less than 1/10 of what most professional launch monitors cost. But at $700, the price of this is the least impressive part of this device. Because the most impressive part is the technology behind it, what it gives you, and the backing of the company that makes this thing. By the way, everybody, Doug from GolfReboot, and I'm here to give you a little bit of thought on the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro and the company as a whole. If you want your game to be better, you need to really look at the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro. I'm not going to just list the pros and cons of it. We're going to dig into it a little bit. Whether your problem is a duff, a slice, a hook, whatever you might have a problem with, this is the way to fix your game. It's going to make you smile on the course and beat all of your friends, and they're going to be amazed. I look at it as the cheat code to playing better golf. So long story short, back in January, I decided that I wasn't happy with where my swing was, where golf was, anything like that. And I had been looking around. I had seen the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro, I had seen the Square, I had seen a bunch of different ones. And honestly, for the price, I couldn't imagine buying something. So after a while, I looked, I saw the 1-year trial with Rapsodo, and it seemed like that was the route I was going to go. Eventually, I did make the purchase, and it was really just, when I looked at the price, I thought, you know what, it's $700, but I'm going to take a risk, we'll see what it does. I didn't really expect a whole ton, and that was mainly because I was looking at launch monitors that were $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and this was $700. And in my mind, I didn't know how something $700 could match up to some of these other ones. But you know what? For me, so far, it has. And you can look at other reviews on Facebook, YouTube, any of the social media channels, and the numbers are pretty accurate. I'm not a professional, so 2, 3, 4, 5% differences, don't care. And late January this year, I bought it, and probably took a couple thousand swings before spring even hit this year. The game of golf has changed and gotten a lot more popular in the last year or so, whatever the reasoning might be. But one thing that I realize is I don't have the time to constantly be going to the driving range. I don't have the time to be on the course all the time. I've got a regular job, I've got a part-time job, and I just didn't have that time. But as you can see, I'm in my garage right now, which is basically no longer a garage. Not the nicest sim in the world, but I've got a TV here. I can hook up my phone, set the Rapsodo up in the back, and realistically, that's all I need. I've taken thousands of shots in here, and it has changed my game. Now, we might see a lot of different celebrities and sports athletes out there who are saying how great this thing is, and I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to say that they're lying. But take it from me, I am somebody who I golfed in high school. I didn't golf for 14 years. This thing has changed me. It has turned me into a golfer who can go out on a course on any day and be confident. And it's also given me the ability to be happier and confident and know that I can do what I can do. So let's talk about some of the bonuses about this. We talked about the numbers, and honestly, we're not going to go too far in them. You've probably seen a ton of videos that have said, oh, it's way off, or Facebook posts. Okay, it is what it is. If you set this up right and you follow the process and you hit the ball correctly, it's going to read the ball right. If you're using RPT balls, if you have good lighting, correct distances, you're fine. When I first got it, same arguments. Oh, my drives aren't far enough, this, that, the other thing. You know what? I was wrong. When I really went down and looked at it, looked at my swing, I realized I was incorrect. And guess what? Once I started fixing those things, ta-da, everything's correct. So, set it up right. And one of my favorite things about this, other than the data, it gives you tons of data. You can see impact vision, which is really cool. It will show you where your club face is. It'll show you how the ball takes off. But the full swing video, you can set up your phone to it too. I normally don't do that because I look at my phone for the range and things like that. You can go back and watch every single swing you took. So if you're coming through and you're chicken wing If you're going out and coming out to in, you can see all those things. So what does that do? That shows you what you have to do to fix it. You can also look, I had a problem for a while where I would stand too close to the ball. I watched a video on YouTube, took a step back, now I'm coming in to out, and everything's working great. Without the Rapsodo, I would not be able to do that. Now, one thing I'll say, if you're not the type of person that's going to dig in and learn the data and understand things and research, I don't think any launch monitor's for you then. I'm the type of person who wants to understand this, who will watch the videos, who will put the work in. If you're not going to put work in, you're never going to get better at golf. You might get lucky out on the course. You're not going to become a better golfer. My goal is to become a good golfer. The whole point of GolfReboot is to see if I can get to scratch. That's my goal. Hit good shots, get towards scratch, and see where it goes. This device can help me do that. It's a tool. It's not magic, but it's going to help me get to where I want to. Now, how much space do you need for this? So honestly, you can say whatever. I'm 5'8" tall. My garage is about 8 feet tall. You can see there's a fan right here. Gets in the way. I hit from a little bit behind it, so that's not a problem. I've got probably 10 feet wide. I'm probably 17 feet long front to back. Usually, to give myself a little bit more room, I'll have the door open just to get some more airflow. But you don't need a huge space. Now, if you're taller than me, like I said, 5'8", you're going to need more than 8 feet of clearance. I'd say 8.5, 9 feet. One thing, if I take a really big swing with my driver, I will end up catching the ceiling. It happens. I know that inside I have to take more of like a 3/4 swing with my driver so it doesn't go as far. But then when I get out on the course, it's pretty cool because I'm hitting the ball much further. When I first started in here, I was maybe lucky if I was hitting the ball 200 yards with the driver. And on the course the other day, I was landing in the air 270. So I'm not going to complain, and I know that this is why. You don't need a crazy setup. I'm in the process of adding turf to my floor, getting a putting area. Eventually, this net back here, which is from Amazon, that is it's pretty beat up at this point. I'm going to replace it with an impact screen and projector. It's going to be really cool. You don't need to do that. You could buy something like this. It comes with a hitting mat. I have a hitting mat with a Country Club Elite cut into it. Get stuff off of Amazon. Make your main expense the Rapsodo, because that's what's going to change you. Now, what about Rapsodo compared to other brands? Honestly, I have the Rapsodo. I don't have anything else. Tried a bunch of apps. They were all junk. But obviously, if you're using an app and it's free or only costs a little bit, you get what you pay for. The Square I looked at a lot. The Garmin I looked at. I didn't go with them because of the cameras on the Rapsodo. So now if I grab my Rapsodo quick, comes in a nice little case like this. You open it up, folds up into 2 pieces, and boom. There you go, all set up. You pop it on the ground, you go through the process when you get into the app, and it'll level it for you, set everything up. It's very simple, but if you look at it, it's got radar down here to watch the ball flight, and it's got impact and swing video. To me, that's the game changer. Even some of the more expensive brands don't have the ability to take video, and that's something that I really, really like. That's probably done more for me than anything else, because like I said, I can see what my swing is doing. I'm not saying if you go get a Unicore, I'm not saying that that's not going to be better. I don't know. I haven't used that. But, like I said, $700 versus thousands. There's a difference there. But, as long as you set it up right, the numbers are the same. Now, are there any cons to it? Of course there are. There's going to be. It's a $700 unit. It's technology. It uses an app. You're going to have times where either your Wi-Fi drops out, because my Wi-Fi here is terrible. We have Optimum. If anybody has Optimum, you know what I mean. So Wi-Fi could drop out. You can also do direct connection to the device and your phone or iPad. You can have problems with, after X amount of time, you know, if it's hot out in my garage, if I've played too many holes, if I've hit the mulligan button too many times, that's when I've noticed the problem. You know, it might get bogged down. Little things here and there. But to me, it's technology. I expect it. My full-time job is in technology. You get used to it. Inside the app, it's really cool. You can do practice range. You can do driving range. Driving range is what I do the most because it shows the ball flight. As long as you're using the RPT balls, I will say use the RPTs, buy the actual ones. It comes with 3, buy a 12 pack so that you can rotate them. If you don't rotate them and hit the same one all the time, you're going to crack them from the heat. Also, you have target range. You can do a combine, which is really cool. You take 2 shots at one distance, 2 shots at another, 2 shots with your driver. You do that 4 times, and it basically gives you a rating that should tell you around where your handicap is with each of the clubs. So you've got that, and then you've got 30,000 plus courses that you can play. I have played the little par 3 that's 10 minutes from my house. I have played my normal courses. I have played Augusta, and I have played some of the craziest courses in the world. Also, if I'm going out to play on a weekend and playing a course I've never played before, I'll play it to get the edge. The graphics aren't bad. They're not great, but to me it's also saving me money because I don't have to build a gaming computer to be able to do this. Right now I'm on the subscription trial that gives me access to all this. So like I said, the technology behind the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro is crazy, and there's a lot you can get into. The fact that it can do all of this stuff in such a small form factor, make it work with an app, it's really great. And I understand technology. That's what I do for a living. I'm impressed by this thing. Their algorithms, their numbers, all the different club data that you can get, which I'll probably do another video on all the different data points that you can get from it at some point. It really makes it worth it. And on top of all of that, Rapsodo actually cares. Now, I became an ambassador for them, and realistically, I would have done it no matter what. What I get is I get free stuff with the points. So if you go buy something from them, I get some points, I can buy a hat, things like that. To me, that doesn't matter. I believe in this product. I believe in their team. They set up a meeting with me with their customer success team and some engineers. I told them that there's very little I would change about it. You know, there's a couple things here and there. I might add some more features. Putting is a big thing that I don't know how you would make that work, but if they added putting, that'd be great. But I'm somebody who's going to use this thing for a long time. And I'm basically a nobody. I don't have a lot of followers. I'm not a professional golfer, but they made me feel important. Even 30 minutes or so, I don't remember how long it was, they asked me questions about what I thought. So to me, for the price of this thing, for what it gives you, I know it's made me a better golfer, and it's going to make you one too. So definitely look at the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro. You can go to my webpage. You can go to any of the links below. Check it out. If you get it through my links, I'll get some points. I can buy another hat. I love hats. It's Doug from GolfReboot. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro.